what if the most important war in Targaryen history ends with neither side truly winning? After years of dragon battles, betrayals, executions, and a fight for the Iron Throne, the Dance of the Dragons doesn't end with Rhaenyra Targaryen victorious. It doesn't end with Aegon II celebrating a great triumph either. Instead, both claimants to the throne die, the dragons are nearly wiped out, and a traumatized child inherits a kingdom that has been torn apart by his own family. And there's one major detail about the HBO series that changes how fans should look at the ending right now. First, let's clear up something important. The story you're about to hear comes from George R.R. Martin's Fire and Blood, so these are major book spoilers for the ultimate fate of the Dance of the Dragons. And as of August 2026, House of the Dragon Season 3 has already finished airing. HBO's third season ran for 8 episodes and ended on August 9th, but the dance is not finished on television yet. HBO has confirmed that Season 4 will be the final season, meaning the remaining events of the Targaryen Civil War are still waiting to be adapted. So, who actually wins in the book? Technically, neither Rhaenyra nor Aegon II. That's what makes this ending so brutal. The dance begins after King Viserys dies, when his daughter Rhaenyra believes she is the rightful heir, while the Greens crown her half-brother Aegon II. What follows is a civil war where Targaryen fights Targaryen, dragon fights, and the kingdom pays the price. The conflict ultimately lasts from 129 to 131 AC, and both rival monarchs are dead before the war is finally over. For a while, though, it looks like Rhaenyra has won. Her forces capture King's Landing, and she takes the Iron Throne. But holding the throne turns out to be far easier than keeping it. Her reign lasts only about half a year, and the city descends into chaos as public anger grows and her position becomes increasingly fragile. Eventually, Rhaenyra is forced to abandon King's Landing with her son Aegon the Younger, and her political situation collapses almost as quickly as it began. Then comes one of the darkest moments in the entire Targaryen story. Rhaenyra returns to Dragonstone believing she can regroup, only to discover that the castle has fallen to Aegon II supporters. She is captured, and Aegon II orders his wounded dragon, Sunfyre, to kill her. Rhaenyra's young son, Aegon the Younger, is forced to witness his mother's death. It's a horrifying moment, but here's the part many viewers may not expect. Rhaenyra's death does not actually end the war. Aegon II survives long enough to return to King's Landing, but his victory is incredibly short-lived. His dragon Sunfyre dies from its wounds, and Aegon's own rule becomes increasingly desperate. The remaining armies are closing in, and the political situation is falling apart. Eventually, Aegon II is found dead after drinking poisoned wine. Who actually poisoned him is never definitively established in the historical account, which means even the final death of one of the war's two central figures remains surrounded by uncertainty. And that's when the real answer to the question of who wins becomes clear. Aegon the Younger, Rhaenyra's son with Daemon Targaryen, is crowned King Aegon III. In other words, the throne ultimately goes to Rhaenyra's bloodline, but Rhaenyra herself never gets to enjoy the victory. Her son inherits the crown after watching his mother die, and the kingdom he inherits is devastated by the war. The consequences are even bigger than the deaths of the two rival monarchs. The dance leaves Westeros politically shattered, with huge areas burned by dragonfire and order breaking down across the realm. More importantly, the dragons themselves are pushed toward extinction. The Targaryens technically remain on the Iron Throne, but the greatest weapon that made their dynasty almost impossible to challenge is disappearing. That changes the meaning of the entire story. The Dance of the Dragons isn't really a story about one side defeating another. It's a story about a family destroying the very power that made them rulers in the first place. The Greens lose Aegon II. The Blacks lose Rhaenyra, Daemon, and many of their heirs. And the boy who technically inherits the victory is left with the psychological scars of watching his mother die. So when House of the Dragon eventually reaches its final chapter, don't expect a clean victory celebration. The book's ending suggests something much darker. The Iron Throne survives, but the Targaryen dynasty emerges from the dance permanently weakened. And if HBO follows the broad outcome of Fire and Blood, the biggest winner won't be Rhaenyra or Aegon at all. It will be the next generation, forced to rebuild a kingdom that their parents nearly destroyed. If you found this update helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Prime Wire, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest news. Thanks for watching.